This is Eyewitness News with John Drury and Diane Burns, Steve Deschler's weather, Tim Weigel on sports, and the Eyewitness News team.
And later, a sneak preview of the hottest new video game, BattleTech.
What has 13 miles of aisles, 17 football fields of new electronic products, and over 1,300 electrifying exhibits? Frank Matthew has the answer.
Today was last-minute preparations day for the four-day-long show. Final setup, checklist, checkout time. There used to be just one of these shows, but now there are so many new electronic products coming on the market, 2 shows a year are needed for the latest in everything to make our lives easier and more fun. Do you remember the original video game? 20 years ago, Pong. It was the game of its time, but how times change. This is the latest, BattleTech, invented by 2 young Chicago men. When BattleTech hits the market in several months, it will be more than just an arcade game. You don't play against a computer, you battle other players.
So you have human skill versus human skill. It's not a redundant computer that's just memorizing cycles. You have to play against someone who's got imagination and creativity.
So it will be man against man. No one gets hurt, of course. It's just battling graphics controlled by individual players.
Disneyland or a movie is a passive entertainment. You can't control the story. Here, in our thing, you get in the cockpit, you're the hero.
They hope to open BattleTech centers around the world. It has been 8 years in the making at the cost of $1 million. What if it fails?
Well, then we have the world's greatest home entertainment system that we'll put in one of our basements.
The first BattleTech Center will open in Chicago towards the end of the year. No, it's not a quarter game. It'll cost about $6 for half an hour. Frank Matthew, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
What's being billed as the world's first computer sport opened tonight at North Pier. Channel 5's Bob Surratt got an advanced look at BattleTech Center.
Yeah, Ron, that's it. It's modeled after military space simulators. It's expensive, it's complicated, but a Chicago company has already sold Japanese rights to this and is betting big that you will want to obliterate your close friends and loved ones.
War has now become a video team sport. After you're sealed into the cockpit, the microphone hooks you up with your teammates in their pods. It's 4-on-4, and every screen shows all 8 players.
I need some help. I got all 3 of them on me now.
You can't just jump in here off your rollerblades and start zapping targets. First, you walk past newscasts of the year 3028, preparing you for this brave new world of battle, with reporters in the field and even mini-cam breakdowns. Well, don't worry, it was only John Coleman VIII. Next, you get to watch how all the other players are doing. And finally, it's the 10-minute training film.
There are a few other things you need to know about before we send you out. As your opponent becomes damaged, his armor will appear to get darker.
Co-creator of this $3 million playpen is Chicagoan Jordan Weissman.
I really draw a distinction between the arcade business and this, pretty much like comparing a merry-go-round to Disney World. The major advantages are the adrenaline flow that comes from knowing that your opponent is not some limited intelligence programmed by a computer. Here you're going against other people.
During peak times, it'll cost $8 for a 10-minute adrenaline shot in the cockpit. And one final word of warning.
If you lost your head, torso, or both legs, you're history.
That's a pleasant thought. Imagine playing a video game with both feet and hands, watching 2 screens at once while you talk strategy with teammates. After 2 plays, I was ready to relax and go back to the station and be understimulated again. Pong, anyone?
In that newscast in the future, we're not still doing this.
I haven't seen you.
Simulation, it's called virtual reality, and it truly is more than just mind games.
It's the elimination of the last obstacles between the human and the computer. So now you, instead of having to look at a screen, you actually are consumed by the computer, and everything you do and see is created by the computer, and you're inside it.
Time to die. Yeah, it's more fun, in fact, watching these people because they're getting into it. Their bodies are moving in because they believe. Hey, man.
Here in Chicago, the virtual reality concept manifests itself in a futuristic arcade known as BattleTech, a mock military training base and launching station set in the year 3028 at the height of an intergalactic war.
We have live reports from the embattled worlds of St. Andre, Marfik, and Algol, as well as feature reports.
In a goggle system, you'll strap on a big headset and gloves and so on. In our situation, people get into a cockpit, and then that cockpit is a vehicle that transports them into the fictional universe.
Okay, this is Kevin, my instructor, codename Barabbas. Kevin, how do you take me through this?
First of all, you have to have a code name.
Okay. What do you think would be good for me? That would kind of fit my personality.
How about Wise Guy?
Okay, Wise Guy sounds good. I like it. Okay.
Left hand right here, that's for your throttle. Keep the two thumb buttons on the top area. Those are for your heavy damage weapons. Those two are separate. They're different.
Got a CD player here?
I wish. Okay, you ready?
All right.
Okay, we're about to go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
You're dust. Where'd that guy go? Oh, man. Die, you android geek. Captain, I can't hold her. She's gonna blow. Last week's design engineering trade show here featured more subdued forms of virtual entertainment, like this video pool table.
It's a game where you start out in the real world with a real pool cue and a real ball, and once you hit the ball past an infrared sensor, all the action is translated on the screen, which is a virtual world.
It's amazing, but you're saying, yeah, great, so it's a glorified video game. But tomorrow night, the practical applications of virtual reality, from architecture to medicine, it is truly out of this world. Ron and Carol, that's it for now. See you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Mark Giangreco live in Mesa.
All right, Mark, thank you, and we'll have more in a moment.